Drugs now. You will be an I woman down. I said down, right? This is a big side of food. I'm sure. You know, catch us there, yeah. You know, catch us
Yeah, guys, hectic. Uxolani from Mojalove have been fighting with drugs on his show Sizokuthola. Now we have seen that majority of people who are selling drugs in our country are foreigners. And now it seems like the whole South Africa, Zulu nation to be particular, has joined within this movement of fighting drugs. It is definitely hectic. However, I do want to say that we applaud everyone who is in this movement of fighting against drugs and foreigners selling drugs within our country. Uxolani tried, just last week he found someone who was worth at least 2 million. He was with 1.8 worth of drugs. 1.8 worth of drugs within our country. And obviously, Uxolani can only do so much. The rest is up to the police. He can only do so much. And to see that now there is this movement within our country, so many people are concerned with our young people. We have so many young people in South Africa. So many young people who are drug addicts. It's not even funny. It's not even a joke. It's something that is extremely concerning, that so many young people are drug addicts within our country. So to see movements like what Uxolani is doing, it's something that brings hope. It's something that says, we are still hopeful. We are still very much hopeful that we shall see change. That change is coming. That change is within our way. And I know that maybe it's baby steps, but I am so glad that the country followed after Uxolani and Mojalove have started Sizokuthola. That when, honestly, we got so much exposed to how many foreigners within our country are just here in South Africa to kill the future of young South Africans. Because really, you can never say, if you know very well you wouldn't want your child to be doing drugs, why are you selling drugs to someone else's child? You know what I mean? So I was like, this is off. This is beyond being off. This is crazily off. And it's something that needs to be discussed. It's something that we need to have a discussion with it, to say, no. This is crazily off. Like crazily off. Hello, hi, welcome to the Recap channel. I am back yet again reviewing one of Mzansi's absolutely hot as a show in Mzansi right now, and that is Sizokuthola. Now, one thing that you need to understand about Sizokuthola is that they go on different locations looking for different things. The fact that they had to break a whole wall here, I don't approve of such, and I've said every now and then that I feel like Sizokuthola does violate a human's right. That wall looks like a house to me, it really did. But they were looking for this guy who is apparently dealing. And the guy that you're seeing on the screen right now with Uxolani, that was whom the target was. Like I said, I am just not happy about the strategy or whatever way that they use to humiliate and dehumiliate human, and the way in a way that is just so belittling. Okay, I don't think anyone have a right. Yes, right now Sizokuthola is with the SEB, the police, which I'm happy about, but I don't think anyone have a right to come to anyone's house and break a whole wall. Really, you know, if you want to come into my house and search my house, you come with a search warrant. Okay, and I think that's how the law works. I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but it's just, this is just my assumptions. So no, but this is how the law should work, rather. Okay, if it's not how it's working, it's how it should work. So yes, first location, the guy was met, and one thing about these guys, whenever they are caught in an act, they always act dumb. So he's caught, and he does say that he's a dealer. He's not the original guy. He's not the guy behind the brains. He's just a dealer. And he says he's been selling for someone that he've never known. And he is Xhosa, so therefore he is being asked where is he originally from. So he does say that he's originally from Umtata, but he has found himself in KZN because originally he was looking for a job. But because back at home people are struggling, okay, there is a serious struggle back at home, he therefore found himself in KZN looking to make a way. So apparently they are in Durban, and he does say that the only way that he found was through selling. Okay, even though he understands that it's not nice, it's not the greatest choice or the greatest job any man can choose, but really what was his options, you know. And when someone says, but really life didn't offer me many options, as a person you have to sympathize with that person. So the money that you are seeing down is the money that he has made, and the stuff that he's selling. Of course they do name this stuff, you know, cats, rock, this and that. Honestly speaking, when it comes to them guys, I am conflicted. I am two feelings, and now I understand, you know. And because with the first few videos that I've made on Sizokuthola, I was never like following the show, like really following it. But now that I am trying to follow, that I am trying to be in tune with the show, I do understand the depths of how damaged our society is and how drugs damage our society. I get the full extent, really I do, because I have seen horrific. But also I'm just like, what is the right channel, what is the right approach that should be done in taking care of this whole mess that we are in right now? What is the right protocol? What is the right channel? What should be done? Because we are definitely, as a nation, sinking. You know, we are sinking because we have young people, young youth, people who are under 35, who are selling, who are dealing. And let's not count about people who are using. Okay, those who are using are many, millions and millions, and they are definitely under the age of 25 as well. So how, as a nation, how do we come together as a nation and fight this? Because yes, Sizokuthola is opening the door for us. Sizokuthola is doing a great job, but really, can't it be a better way, a really better way of tackling this thing? Can't it be? So this is the money that he has made, and this money, for me, it does not even look like it's 10,000. I am sorry, I'm seeing a lot of 10 rands, a lot of 50 rands, and I'm just like, this money, for me, it does not even look like it's 10,000. And if there is one thing that, you know, one thing that people have been out there alleging is that drug business have money. And each and every time these people get arrested, I never see an amount which is worth 100k. You know, if you have 100k cash under your bed, then you have money. You have cash, 100,000. just stash somewhere, you know, in the closet, under the bed, wherever you are hiding it, then you do have money. You do have money, okay? But if you have 10K, come on, guys, come on. We cannot be arresting people who are just hustling in the streets and leaving the big fishes who probably have millions and millions of rands in their bank account simply because they are dealers. And that has been my main concern about this show. It's just has been my main concern. Now, moving along, this broke my heart. You know, this is one thing that my heart at some point, I couldn't breathe. You know, I could feel that I am struggling to just compose myself. But first, before then, they went to Indians. There is this young Indian boy whom again he is also selling, you know. So when he got caught, there was nothing in his room. You know, they were like, listen, we need the stuff that you are selling. Don't even think that you can lie to us and whatever. No, we know, okay? We know that you are the seller. All you need to do is to bring us the stuff. Well, at least he became honest that he actually does not hide his stuff in his house. He have a friend whom he uses to hide his stuff. So his friend, then there was this other one who, you know, saw that he's living a clean life, you know. His father have a family business, he's not selling, he lived through his father. But I know better to not trust these people. You know, I used to trust them as well, but now I know better to know that this guy is probably lying to us, and he does sell. And I know that Xolani knows this as well, because the way that they interrogate, they don't play. You know, they don't play. The first time around when you appear on camera, you look all smiley. You're like, no, I am clean. I am living a clean life. And the next time around when you are on camera, you are legit on tears because they have dealt with you, and that's just how they interrogate, I guess. So I am not worried about the fact that this guy is lying and saying he's living a clean life. He have a father who have a business, like they always say it in Geslungu, that birds of the same feathers flock together. There is no way that you're gonna be clean, living a clean life, associate yourself with dealers. Dealers are your friends. Like never. Oil and water will always remain oil and water, and they will just never mix, because they don't mix. It should never mix, Futsi, you know. So yeah, they got dressed, you know. After they interrogated the friend, they were just like, listen, we are not getting much from you, but one thing for sure is that you will sleep in prison. So they went to the guy that the friend claimed that he's actually the one who keep his thing for him. One thing about Sizokuthola, they don't play. And when the man is actually found, I am disappointed because he looks much older. He looks old enough to be the boy's father, you know. And this is sad because even Xolani himself, he asked, Haibona, this is the most saddest thing that I've witnessed, that I've seen so far. Why are you an adult in this whole thing, and why are you encouraging young people to be selling? And of course, he does say that he does not encourage anyone. He has never encouraged anyone. But babe, I mean, the fact that you keep their stuff for them, that's you encouraging them, you know. And I don't know whether he get threatened or what by these young boys, but to me, it definitely does feel like at some point he does get threatened by the youngsters, because why is he holding the stuff, risking his life every time? One thing about these dealers as well is that each and every time they are being confronted, they are always found with their girlfriends, you know. And right now I'm starting to question, do they really have consent, you know? Because Xolani never asked, hey, are you here because you want to be here, or what, you know? Because now I don't understand, how is a grown-ass man have a girlfriend, guys? Like, no. At what stage should umjolos tend to marriage, you know? At what stage? Anyway, up next is the most heartbreaking story that I was talking about. They went to this other location. So when they go to this location, my thinking is they were probably looking for Rasta, because Rasta is the name that was being shouted. So probably they got a tip off that Rasta runs the whole show. But instead of getting Rasta, they got a man who goes by the name of Henry. And they found him lying down on the floor. Obviously, you know, as soon as you see the police and you need to protect yourself, you need to make sure that the police knows that you are not armed. And so therefore Rasta went down on what do you call this, on his stomach. And but then they asked him, I mean, this is Henry, they asked Henry that, listen, Henry, we are here for Rasta, you know. And he kind of confessed that there is Rasta inside the house. And honestly, guys, there was just so much chaotic going on in the house. Obviously, the camera was not showing us. I'm not sure whether they were shooting at each other or what. But there was so much chaos. And at some point, I felt like Uxolani wants to use Henry as a shield, you know. Wants to use Henry as a shield. And as soon as they were inside the house, the most horrific thing was revealed. I saw young girls sleeping flat down on their stomach, you know. Man, guys, like my heart broke, honestly. And for the first time ever in my life, I felt like I understand Sizokuthola. I understand that they may not be using the best or the right channels to interrogate this, or rather to deal with this drug issue, but they are helping. Even if they are just helping 1% of South Africans, but they are helping. Because this Henry guy, he comes and confess that he is Nigerian, and confess that he runs this whole place. The place that is full of young girls. Young girls. My heart is still heavy. Because I'm like, what in the heck is happening in this country, in this world? Why? So anyway, Henry is confronted, and he eventually admits that yes, he is the one who's actually responsible and who manages the whole place. But of course, he denies that he is selling until he realizes that he doesn't have a choice. He has to confess that he is selling. Henry hurts me. Henry hurts my feelings. When I realize that in his presence he keeps girls as well. He feeds them with drugs and sell them. How crazy that is. Like how crazy that is. This house, I don't know whether it's a house or it's a penthouse, whatever it is, it's full of men in and out, and all these men claims that they have girlfriends there. And I have a younger sister, and I don't know. I absolutely don't know what would happen if I can just, you know, even if you're not my younger sister, even if you're not, why would there be such a small young girl being put in such... Oh, guys, this world needs prayers. And this is when you know that Xolani's job is very complex. It's not as easy as we all thought. It's not an in and out kind of job as we all thought, that no, this is in and out. You know, he gets in, he gets out. It's way more complex than that. It's way more complex than that. So like I said, the guy eventually took out the stuff that he have, And he's bad, guys. I can't even say it out loudly what you could see. You could see all the nasty stuff in the bed, nasty stuff that is used, guys, like I don't know, like I don't know, and I don't think men are good people, and this is what I will forever say. I don't care if 1% of men are good, if 1% of men are great. I don't care about that 1%. I don't even care if it's 5%. I care about the majority. Majority of men out there are legit bad, horrible people. And this makes me come to my own conclusion that men